Let's see. Okay, so Twitch is up, Kick is up. Okay, hold on. YouTube should be up. Okay, let's double check this then. All right. Okay, so I am receiving messages from the YouTube. Okay. Let's go here. Okay, compress this so I could keep tabs on it. Okay. Hello, Keelnella. Hello. Bit of a late stream. Been a little tired this week, but I can at least get a quick stream in for the purposes of content and entertainment, right? Okay, hold on. Let me make sure that my stuff is correctly set up. Okay, let's check this sensitivity. Okay, let's put this around. Oh wait, yeah, because this just affects the Discord. Okay, yeah, so 15% there. That should do that. Yeah, it seems like it's been a bit of a week for a lot of people. Okay, so let me start recording this just so I can complain. What? Okay, so well. Badge of honor time. I have gotten my first community guideline strike, and I got them on 2 different videos, and I know exactly what section of the videos got flagged because one of these videos is contained completely within the second video, right? So this one right here is completely nested inside this one. So if they both got struck, Occam's razor would suggest the content of this video got struck, and this says the entirety of this video is in this video, that content got struck as well. So let's see what this says, right? Warning, your content was removed due to a violation of our community guidelines. Well, we'll talk about that in a bit, right? You received a warning. If you select take action, you can appeal if you think we got it wrong, and you can also take an optional training to remove the warning after 90 days. I don't think I'm going to take this training. I might change my mind later, but I don't think I'm going to take this training because I don't really respect YouTube. This is fair enough. Ken says I was winding down for bed, but threw myself out to watch. Oh, thank you. I mean, if you need to get some sleep, get some sleep. But thank you for thank you. Let's see. Road says, and by the way, hello, Road. Cosmic getting strikes. He's becoming famous already, right? It's not my first strike, but this is a strike for this particular issue, right? But long story short. So what actually got? Oh yeah. If you violate this policy again within 90 days of completing the policy training, you'll get a strike. What if I don't complete the policy training, right? You won't be able to do things like upload, post, or live stream for 1 week. Well, that would definitely be a pain in the ass, right? So these were warnings made on June 11th, 2026. What does this say? Your first violation results in a warning. It happens again, you'll get a strike. Okay? At least that's clear. If you think you made a mistake, you can appeal this decision. As you can see here, by appeal rejected on the same day. By the way, they told me it might take more than a day, and I don't necessarily... I want to know the exact time my appeal got rejected, because I don't think a human being watched this. Just saying, right? I don't think a human being ever watches these fucking things. I think the AI is responsible for both labeling the policy violation and, what would you say, reviewing it. So these are the 2 videos that got me copyright struck, right? Let's see if this works the way I want it to. Yep. Removed. That's not what I was trying to do, but okay. So let's go to the first one. Again, this one is contained entirely within this one. So let's go to the larger one, right? All right. Oh, wait, yeah, never mind. I'm kind of dumb. This is actually what I was trying to do. So, yeah, they have the entire thing still on. It's just, it's not privated. It's just straight up not accessible to anyone except through this metric, right? Which, by the way, let me give you one thing, right? I am pretty sure this video is on Odyssey, and I'll show you exactly where to access this video after the, later. But so hold on. SpartanBot says saying hi and muting dealing with the storm in Michigan will leave my warm body here though. Oh, thank you. And Godspeed with the storm. Rhodes says how? We're trying to figure that out. A quick stream for a cosmic, so 2 hours, lol, probably, right? I definitely have to be asleep by midnight. Ken also says a good amount of time, right? So, yeah. So my policy, my video, let's see what it says. Review and issue. Total Trump victory over Muhammad. Ayatollah sent straight to Hubal by divine fury. Take a look at your content and our policies. Here's an example of how your content didn't follow community guidelines, but make sure you follow all policies. This is the policy I was accused of violating, child safety policy. We have zero tolerance for predatory behavior on YouTube. I did not do predatory behavior. If you watch the video, let's see. I'm going to put this on mute so they don't fucking get me again. If you watch the video, which is on, okay, well, this part right here was actually talking about child sexual abuse in the United Kingdom by Muslim gangs, right? So the one I'm looking for is probably somewhere over here. Oh, yep, right here. Here we have me talking about Ayatollah Khomeini justifying through Islamic jurisprudence extreme child sexual abuse, right? And I'm not promoting it, I am just calling it out. Here we have a man who speaks Farsi, had to study this material in college in Iran. He's explaining what the book says and how, no, this is not a lie. This is what the book says. This man is an evil human being who wrote this, right? And he's right. He's absolutely right. Then again, you go over here, and me talking about another hadith where Muhammad is acting very inappropriately with a child. And if you thought the thing with Aisha being being married at 6 years old, and by the way, the only reason he waited till she was 9 is because she got so sick her hair fell out, and everyone thought she was gonna die. Right? So, and yes, this example of Muhammad acting kind of sus with a minor is way younger than that. So, yeah, apparently calling out and giving direct citations about, pedophile behavior is haram for YouTube, right? What's that old adage? If you want to know who rules over you, see who it is you cannot criticize, right? So, yeah, I'm a little salty about this. So as far as like the community guideline warnings, here we go. Impact on channel. Because it's your first time, this is just a warning. You can still upload, post, and live stream. If this happens again, your channel will get a strike. You won't be able to do things like, they already said this part. Content can't be viewed on YouTube. It can't even be viewed on my end, right? It's not even like a privated video, like a forcefully privated video, right? No. The only way I can see the content, review the content is through here. And I already knew when I saw this thing here, what the actual issue was. Again, content that sexualizes minors in any way is not allowed on YouTube. I did not do that. In fact, I was criticizing this exact behavior, right? We're not even talking about lolicon here. We're talking about, like, no, a person, real documented human beings talking about, like, again, justifying the sexual abuse of real children, right? So like, I was calling out a cultural and religious practice for being demonstrably evil. And apparently I got flagged for that. So that video, by the way, is actually available on Odyssey. So let us, yep, right here. If we go here, this is where all of my backups are. And among those backups is that video. Fact, actually, okay, now that's the follow-up to that video. Let's see where, it's down here. Yeah, it's before the Catarlson thing. Fuck it, wait, hold on. Yep, here it is. So the entirety of the Okay, yeah. So the entirety of the video right here, right? If you want to see the specific section of the video that got me flagged again, you know, you can go down there and you can find it yourself. It's, again, with all the other stuff that I've shared on YouTube is backed up here. So yeah, YouTube can go fuck itself. Because they, I contacted them, you know, I made them alert to this on the Twitter, which is the only way you can get a handle of these fuckers. Like, oh, can you follow us so you can we can DM you? Have not DM'd me yet, right? They rejected my appeal before DMing me of anything, right? So it's like, yeah, we all know YouTube is a fucking bitch ass like platform, to be perfectly honest, and so I just wanted to complain about that for at the very beginning, right? YouTube is absolutely being dumb by making it impossible to criticize, with citation, by the way, pedophilic, you know, underground, you know, foundations to the Islamic faith. Right, just saying. Like I quoted the authoritative texts of, you know, Islam's own religious traditions. Right, I had citations from Bukhari in this. It's also tiresome, man. Right. Let's see. Kionado says, "What the fuck? YouTube AI is stupid." Yes. Road says, "Oh, this video. I remember this stream." Right. Kionado says, "Or EU hitting YouTube hard." It could be both. It could be both, but YouTube can also just say, you know, again, break EU and American YouTube and like two different sites. Road says, this was definitely heavy. Yeah, I mean, it was kind of fucked up, right? Road says, I can see how an AI would assume otherwise, but yeah, I do think a human should have looked unless a human did look, see what policy, and assumed it was what it isn't. I don't really think you could. I don't think a human being could watch like my commentary on the video, or even the commentary of the Persian man reading the Farsi text, right? And like come to the conclusion of anything other than we're disgusted by this behavior and we're calling it out. So, hello, Edo-sen, right? So, I before anything else in this stream, I just wanted to bitch about this particular annoyance because I found this really annoying. I kind of knew that if I was going to hit by any content policy, it was almost certainly going to be that video first. Hello, the Dawn Halo. But again, wasn't promoting the behavior, was absolutely criticizing it, and you can double check it because that content, both of those videos, are on my Odyssey channel. So if you really want to see what exactly it is I said, go here, right? I'll even link my channel and Odyssey in the description of the YouTube video. So, just really annoying. So, that'll be it for the first for this video. Y'all have a lovely day, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, so that video has been recorded. I just needed to get that out of my system because I just found that really, really fucking annoying, right? God, I hate YouTube, right? Kian says they have a YouTube Kids. Why not break it up between the old world and the new world? Yeah, that would be the thing that they should do, right? That should be that. Again, YouTube should be the adult platform. YouTube Kids should be the kids platform, right? Hell, they could even have this be like a. This isn't the YouTube Kids, but if there's a YouTube Kids, where is the YouTube After Dark, where it's like it's not pornography, but we're still allowed to talk about things that might not be so kosher on the YouTube Dark, so it's like an Adult Swim for Cartoon Network, right? Just like if you really wanted YouTube to be the advertiser friendly platform, why don't they make a fucking YouTube Dark? That way we can have the actual unpleasant conversations we want to have without actually causing a problem with the main YouTube content. It's such an easy fix. Let's see. Keanu says, I bet. Fair enough. All right. Let's get on to the next video to record, right? Yeah, these are going to be pretty short. I'm just going to record a couple things, and then that'll probably be it, because, again, I've been a little bit exhausted this week. I think something's in the air, because I'm not usually this tired. But, you know, I also did just release... Hold on. Let's go to my channel for a moment. I also did just release a... wait, I don't need to go to the studio, per se. what might become one of my most controversial videos, which is the wild hunt after God. Right? So I've made it a decision to keep, and this was way longer than I wanted it to be perfectly honest. I actually did try to cut this down. But I want to keep the idea of like these, I'm going to criticize like bad ideologies for being bad ideology songs to like 10 minutes, right? So these are going to be a little long. And I took an aim at this one mostly for the new one. But yeah, so this is a new song I released just yesterday. So this was really fun to gen. It was a bit of a nightmare, and I kind of had a like, oh shit moment in the middle of genning it. Where at the very middle of the genning process, it's like, it's completely messed up this line, right? So that was a nightmare. Yeah, so if y'all want to, I would suggest checking out The Wild Hunt After God, because, you know, I'm going to be able to in the future point out when someone inevitably calls me a Nazi for being a chud, whatever the fuck that means, right? I can always point to this song and be like, I literally spent 15 minutes in hard psychedelic industrial metal saying Nazism is fake and gay, and they will still not listen to that because it turns out they don't care about the definition of words. They just know it's a spell to cast. So, okay, let's see. Kendall says, or let us choose to not be ad friendly. I would agree with that too. If you could, to be fair, some of this is also just the advertising companies also just imposing their will on YouTube. Not that YouTube doesn't want to move in that direction anyway, right? Like 3 songs, right? So, all right. Oh, excuse me. So I'm going to start recording. Hello, everyone. So my name is Cosmic Otaku, and we are going to be reacting to The Brick of Mormon. Now, Doctor of Insanity told me this is a good song, but I'm not going to have much to react to. And, like, again, I don't expect this to exactly be cameo slop, but, like, I do like Skybrow songs, and, you know, just, you know, point of fact, right? I enjoy doing the reactions. So let us get through this. Because this is, if you can't tell, right? If you can't tell, this is about the Bricks and Minifigs fiasco with Reckless Ben. And yes, I am keeping up to date with the Reckless Ben thing. It's just, that entire situation has me really, really annoyed. Because it's like, I get what you're doing, my guy, and you are doing good work by bringing attention to this. And yes, there is a lot of corruption going on in the Mormon community regarding this situation. It's a thing that happens more often than people say. Angels told me this song slaps. Okay, that was really fucking good. But yeah, so it turns out that like anyone with common sense could have told you that people like co-religionists, people with the same religion, tend to prefer each other over like outsiders. It's just basic in-group preference. You can see this among even like Catholics and Protestants, where it's like, again, like Protestants oftentimes prefer other Protestants to Catholics, and Catholics prefer, you know, Catholics to Protestants. There is that, but it's not to the same degree to everyone, right? There's definitely a higher degree of, on average, in-group preference between, for example, Mormons and, you know, Jews and Muslims, for example, than there are, for example, the in-group preference of like Protestant, you know, Lutherans or Methodists or, you know, many Catholic not denominations, but you know what I mean, like Catholics. So it's like, it was just interesting to see a bunch of people start realizing, like, oh wait, in-group preferences are multimodal, right? So, all right, let us continue. Let me make sure that this is up all the way. Yes, okay. Okay, that's fucking funny. Just Joseph Smith. Okay, that's actually really funny. Hello, Ducky McDuckington YouTube. Whew. I'm gonna have to ask you about that name, but oh my god. I like how it's the word dumb, not just like it's not scatting. There's another word for this in music that I'm not too familiar with. But it's like, yeah, it's just dumb, right?
walking a thin line on a slack line, reading warning signs as a flat line. Got a claim form in a back line, and a story changing by the halftime.
Okay, that was a lot already, right? So let's go back here and check it out. I'm walking a thin line on a slack line. Now, obviously, the slack line is a reference to the fact that Reckless Ben himself is a, is a slackliner. And we actually find out about this because of the scene where he gets his shoulder dislocated. Ducky McDuckington YouTube says, "May I suggest a song, good sir?" You may, depending on the time, because I started real late and this is just going to be a quick stream. I may or may not be able to get to it, but I can put it in the queue. I will probably be able to get to it to this stream, but we got to see how this goes, right? I can turn a 3-minute song into like a 2.5-minute rant, right? I've done it before on many occasions. All right.
Slackline, reading warning signs as a flat line.
I mean, here we got like line and line being rhymed with each other themselves, which, I mean, I don't have an issue with rhyming a word with itself on a, like, occasion, as long as it doesn't become excessive. But, yeah, so, but flatline, I guess you could say flatline and slackline are distinct enough for that to work.
Got a claim form in a backline and a story changing by the halftime.
I do like that line, in a story changing by the halftime, right? Is it like the story is not over, we're halfway through, and it keeps changing, right? Because how many times has the Bricks and Minifigs story actually changed, right? Oh my god. Skybrow's laziest vid. I'm told so, to be perfectly honest. But still, this is way better than anything I would be able to make so far, right? Alright, hold on. Let's go forward. Got a claim form and a backline, so I mean, obviously the claim form is the demand, like the paperwork, and the backline is again the muddled lines of communication. Green Gang. Okay, I'll write that down. Let me put this here. Green Gang. All right, we will check. You mean 2 hours, right? Fair.
Form in a backline and a story changing by the halftime. I say I didn't do like Windu.
I say I didn't do like Windu. Okay, there's gonna be Star Wars puns in here. I can take it, right? It is the it is a Star Wars Lego collection, right? So it would make sense if there would be a pun, like American Fork Police Department, right?
If it ain't true, then I'll warp through.
Again, another Star Wars pun, and if it ain't true, I'll warp through.
Every interview got a bend to, every memory got an edit menu.
Okay, that is a funny line. Every memory got an edit menu, right? You go back and just change the way that, change your perception of events, post hoc, right? And it's like, oh yeah, we got post-production on this shit.
R2D2 onto others.
Okay, that's a fun, okay. Sorry. It looks like I'm going to be doing this frame-by-frame thing we did with Torstwolf and Nicola and Gleeman and Pasta, right? R2D2 unto others. That's... okay. That just puts a smile on my face. That's such a fun pun.
Swearing on my Mormon mother.
Swearing on my Mormon mother.
There's no bigger layer lover, but I keep her undercover.
Undercover. Hidden, right? Concealed. Out of sight. I love how, like, this entire video is just mogging on these, like, corrupt officers, right? It's like, yes, I'm just gonna put you in the music video to immortalize the very obvious corruption here. Now, granted, I will say, some of the corruption is almost certainly just sloth, to be perfectly honest, right? There's multiple, law tubers who've looked at the video, and I knew this beforehand, but it's like, yeah, some of this is just... It's a lot more difficult to actually do the paperwork stuff than when you have a suspect who's actually on the run and you can chase them down, right? Strangely enough, it actually takes more energy just to run down a suspect and tackle them to the ground than it does to go through the paperwork of a business. Which, by the way, just like, again, some of this was just laziness. A lot of it though was absolutely malicious. Where it's like, yeah. Again, in-group preferences and whatnot.
I ain't greedy, I'm protective from a certain point perspective.
Okay, so that's another very clear Star Wars reference, right? From a certain point of view kind of deal, right? God, I hate subjectivism, but fair, and relativism.
Every fact is more subjective when the shelf looks so collectible. More and more men call me shady, call me litigation crazy.
That's a good line.
Call me maybe, call me
Daily.
just don't call the feds Ben, maybe.
Okay, this is such a funny fucking. Hold on.
Maybe call me daily, just don't call the feds.
Fucking. we got that camera angle to make it look to make us look up at him like he's a giant and he's rotating in the middle of space, right?
Ben, maybe.
Oh, almost to the point where he starts reclining in view, right? So here we got a play on relativity.
Got a bad feeling, that's tradition. Got a mission and a superstition. Got a witness with a contradiction. Got a lawyer, so that's permission. No castle.
Got a lawyer, so that's permission. Oh, you know what? That's it. That's not entirely wrong, right? Just the way, in fact, things play out in these things sometimes. Hold on, I want to go back to see some of these. Just don't call the feds Ben, maybe. Yeah, because like they threatened, because he threatened to. What was that one guy again? The fucking owner was like, yeah, if you call the if you actually try to take us to court, we'll say you're the one who stole the Legos. Damn it, right? Surprised he didn't make them Legos. I think he might remember when he tried to do the puppet, when he was doing the puppet stuff in NVIDIA. Fuck yeah. And he said he's never doing puppets again, so it might be a little bit too close to puppets, right? But I guess he could have done Legos in this style too.
Got a bad feeling, that's tradition.
So got a bad feeling, that's tradition. Which I think refers to, and I could be wrong, the idea that this thing has been done more than once. So it's kind of like a de facto tradition, traditional way to handle these situations with this store.
Got a mission and a superstition. Got a witness with a contradiction.
Got a witness with a contradiction, which, yeah, one of the witnesses, obviously, that is like the root of the testimonial backing for Bricks and Minifigs keeps, you know, changing their story. Also, I mean, technically Ben does have it does kind of contradict himself, actually, funny enough, with the timestamps, and I don't know why the fucking timestamps in his own video don't match up with what he's saying, but it has almost something to do with like the actual camera. I don't think he's being deceptive, but and I'm not the one who initially noticed it, but when you actually go back and you look at the timestamps, it's like, who's fucking with the timestamps? Because these timestamps don't make any sense. But anyway.
Got a lawyer, so that's permission. No castle run, I simply squander.
No Kessel Run, I simply squander.
I don't hide, the truth just wanders. I don't lie, I merely launder.
Oh, that's a good line, right? I don't lie, I merely launder, like fucking money laundering. Oh my god. I remember having a conversation about like Islamic money laundering back in the day, funny enough. Like how they actually do it. But don't launder your money. It's a very bad idea. You'll get caught, and the consequences for that are not fun. But yeah, there is this theory going around that, like, again, Legos are being used to like sell and like sell drugs. And I'm like, I don't know that this has anything to do with the Bricks and Minifigs thing, like, at all. I highly fucking doubt it. But what you could be doing is you could be using it to like launder money, or you could just be selling this stuff without actually, again, reimbursing the person who owns the like Lego sets. And actually that seems to be something brought up by a number of lawyers, and you know yeah, looking at the case. But the CoffeeZilla video trying to figure out where all the Legos went kind of confirmed exactly what I suspected was the case. So if you're, I guess I'll put that in the video description. But yeah, CoffeeZilla's like investigation basically vindicated my initial assumption about what was going on with a lot of this stuff.
Your questions non-responder. Jedi.
Okay, first responder to non-responder. That's funny.
Trick minor fib, and certain facts have gone missing, certain boxes gone fishing, certain cameras extra snitching.
Okay, I like that line. That line just reminds me of like Bruce Rivers. You know, and he's going to react to all the self-snitching, right? And yeah, when you have like CCTV cameras and then you decide to do something blatantly stupid, and it gets caught on the CCTV camera, I was like, yeah, it's kind of self snitching. Kura says, and by the way, hello, Kura. Oh, a quickie stream. Sure, I'm down. Right? I might react to like 2 or 3 songs, but these don't seem to be all that like in depth, so they're going to be relatively quick. Keonado says Lego should be easier than puppets, but I understand his choice in being lazy. June is a lazy month. Everyone is fatigued. I mean, that's entirely fair, right? The reason, again, I released my anti-Nazi song in like in June, and the reason why it's 15 minutes is I was too lazy to cut it down.
Obi-Wan, my explanation, master
Obi-Wan, my explanation. Fucking hell, mate.
reinterpretation, every claim of variation on the theme of compensation. They say, Josh, return the Lego.
Okay, I like this little part right here where we go from like just again the floating in the void, gently warmed by the light of the sun, surrounded by these Legos
Claim of variation
in what looks to be some kind of like solar solar cloud.
on the theme of compensation. They say,
Josh, return the Lego. I just fucking love the way that they animated this.
Say why so black and white, though life's a spectrum. Let the
Force
force
flow.
flow. Finders keepers, that's my life code. A faithful millennium falconist, brick acquisition specialist, plastic preservation archivist, part-time amateur escapologist.
Part-time amateur escapologist. That's a fucking funny description. Oh my god. Okay. Kura says, by the way, I did put the English version of my new song lyrics in the CC. Had to manually input them, lol. Yeah. Oh my god. So for the Oshi song that I sent you originally, right? That's already up. I could not for the life of me figure out how to change the language of the song from, or at least the captions for the song, from English to Russian. So now if you hit the caption button, it will automatically try to give you the English translation of the lyrics instead of the actual Russian lyrics. So just funny thing. Sometimes YouTube escapes me.
Some folks pray for revelation, I pray for shelf space allocation.
That's funny. Some folks pay for revelation. Obviously, talking about, like, again, the Mormon tradition of living prophets, right? I pray for shelf space allocation, right? Complete the contract, you fucks, right?
Allocation, searching for divine confirmation for collective grade valuation.
Searching for divine okay. Hold on. So, searching for divine confirmation, which also is kind of funny because confirmation is also a rite, but it's not a Mormon rite, but it is a religious rite. So, searching for divine confirmation through collector grade valuation. Oh my god, I like that pun.
Valuation, the force awoke inside my heart, near the vintage Lego part. Some call that the darkest start, I call that a brand new start. I say, look, let's be objective, the collection look neglected.
Oh, that's an interesting dichotomy. Hold on, because earlier it was subjective, right? And now,
Brand new start, I say, look, let's be objective.
look, let's be objective. Which, by the way, again, quotation marks, because I think this is a direct quote from one of these people, right? But yeah, it's interesting how like everything is subjective right up until this point where it's like, oh yes, let's be objective, right? And it's like, okay, now we're switching gears, right? Why are we switching gears? Oh, because it's actually beneficial for you in this particular case, but it might not be beneficial for it's kind of self-serving. It's like when it's okay to not be objective is, and it's subjective is because it's like it benefits me that it's subjective, but when it becomes beneficial for it to be objective, then we can move to objectivity, except oftentimes it's not really being objective, it's just appending the name objective to something, that's kind of fucking ridiculous.
The collection looked neglected, I was simply redirected by a higher force directed.
I was simply redirected by a higher force directed. Oh my god, this is I'm pretty sure that's literally a reference to fucking how he gets pushed and pulled through, again, literally redirected by, again, the corporation, then the franchise, then the fucking police agency, and then the fucking court, all pushing him in different ways, right? Oh my god. Kuro says, yeah, the beauty of the dichotomy of that line switch is just chef's kiss. I agree. Also, by the way, there's a thing here that's actually really fun, and I'm gonna link this in the video as well, because I plan to react to this video. Mormons are actually atheists. This is actually, I would disagree with. I think that they are polytheists, but I understand where the atheist accusation comes from, right? And that comes from just the way that metaphysics actually works in like Mormonism. Specifically the way that, again, godhood, the law, and the world interact with each other, right? So, but that'll be a time for another thing. So the law is effectively the force in this case, right? Is a higher force directive.
On a slack line, every headline turns to backfire.
Every headline turns to backfire. Yeah, this company has done, in every single time it's tried to do something, it has shot itself in the foot for the most part. Every fact check fuels the tire fire. Yeah, because it turns out when you're being manipulative and deceptive and everything is already recorded, which, by the way, is why they got that TRO in place, right? The reason the TRO for Ben's new video is because it was causing real substantial damage to the business. Partly because, again, he was compiling a history of bad business practice on the part of the company, and the TRO is placed temporary. That's what the T stands for. It's a temporary restraining order, not a permanent one. So he can literally wait this out, and he'll eventually get the RO released. But again, that's why they did the TRO. Keep that from coming up.
Fact check fuels the tire fire. Every witness suddenly retires, got more spins than a lightsaber. Every month the tale gets stranger.
Every month the tale gets stranger. Yeah, I guarantee you that's what the guys almost certainly were thinking about as they were like researching this topic and trying to get these Legos back, right? Every statement shape changes later. Again, the truth is whatever I want it to be, right? Hello, Captain Rudy. How are you doing today?
Statement shape changes later, like a legally distinct change in vapor.
Like a legally distinct change in vapor. Well, there's a jab at copyright, right?
Swearing on my Mormon mother, blaming one thing then another.
I like that line, swearing on my Mormon mother. I don't know what it is. I just find that line charming. Oh my god.
Every brother backs a brother till someone calls an undercover.
And yeah, again, every brother backs a brother. Hold on. Captain Rudy says, to be honest, could be better, but I'm managing. We've all been there, man. We've all been there. It's I saw what you posted on your channel. It's I know it's not easy, but we got to do what we got to do, right? Have you been keeping up with the whole Lego snafu? I have, actually. And I called Ben getting charged with criminal conduct basically on the first video, to be perfectly honest. Because it was just really obvious. It's like, you're walking a really fine line in like the harassment detail. And this is going to backfire. And it did backfire on him. But it's very obvious, again, there's a lot of corruption with the police force. And almost certainly the judge who signed off for the no bail is almost certainly also probably needs to be investigated. It's kind of interesting how, like, Legos, of all things, is corroding the public trust in the Mormon institutions, of all fucking things, right? Also, where have you been? You said you were going to stream on Sunday and it's Thursday. I was fucking tired because there's something in the air and I don't know what it is, but like, just been fucking exhausted. I'm actually tired right now. It's just, I was like, fuck it. It's like I said I was going to be on Sunday and it's Thursday. I have to stream today, even if it's short, right? So, yes, I am aware. Although, to be fair, I was a little busy. I did release a song yesterday.
I would never stoop to theft. I merely shifted assets left to.
I would never stoop to theft. I merely shifted assets left. Okay, that's a really fucking great line. Oh my god.
sing.
That's literally how money laundering works, by the way. Tearing down the Mormon institution brick by brick. Oh my god, I had a whole thing with actually like conversation about just this in general. It's like, it's so funny how brick by brick actually just works, whether you're trying to tear something down or build something up, right? And the question is, how do you build a catalog of art? Brick by brick, brick by brick. It's like, if I want to tear down this institution of anti-racism because it's truly racist, how do I do that? Brick by brick. It just works, right? It just works so fucking well. I could see brick by brick, let go my ego, right? I have also made that exact joke. Oh my god. But I would be surprised if brick by brick didn't eventually get co-opted for like other things as well. So let's see.
My morals are bereft. Let's leave the matter unaddressed. Like
You say my morals are bereft. Let's leave the matter unaddressed. So again, you're accusing of like, again, immoral behavior, of like, again, sinful behavior in the Mormon case, right? And like, how do we deal with it? Let's leave the matter unaddressed. We're not going to actually deal with the bad, behavior here. We're just going to not deal with you at all. And this goes back to, again, this reminds me of like the just not receiving the court summons, the real legal document that was being delivered. Officer literally went to deliver the court summons. He said, I don't want it. Comes back, oh, he doesn't want this. It doesn't fucking matter if he wants it. He's being served a court, he's being summoned paperwork by the court. It doesn't matter if he fucking wants it, right? Oh my god.
Joseph Smith, you know, call the popo on this shaggy bro. This Ben, do not pass go. Send you straight to Mexico. The force
I love that. I actually really like that line. Reckless Ben, do not pass go. Send you straight to Mexico. I fucking love that line.
is strong with my collection. The source is wrong on inspection. Foreign forces, divine protection. Stacking bricks of misdirection. Walking a thin line on a slack line. My tiny planet starshine. Castle waiting in.
My tiny planet starshine. That's fucking funny. Captain Rudy says, I hope these cops step on a Lego. I'll serve them these nuts. Right, fair enough, right? Oh my god. I just noticed the fucking underbelly. The literal underbelly, right? Cat.
And walking a thin line on a slack line. My tiny planet starshine. Castle waiting in the skyline. Fly my falcon through the divine.
Again, that actually is just a really just nice fucking just series of lines. My tiny planet starshine, obviously referring to the whole Mormon idea of exaltation, where exaltation is like their take on again, man being made to participate in the divine nature. But in their case, it's like, no, we obtain not just the grace, the uncreated grace of God, or not just the energies of God through God's infusing of his nature into us, but rather, no, we become the same species as God because we were always secretly the same species as God. And therefore, it is within the nature of man to become divine. It's not a gift from outside of human nature. So, my tiny planet, because again, like the idea that like every man will, like, every man who has a particular rank in the celestial hierarchy will be gifted his own planet to inhabit. And maybe their own universe. I'm just saying, it's like Jesus is apparently, according to the Mormon theology, what would you say, what was it? Like, he is basically a creature. He is a creation of God the Father. And it's kind of interesting because the Mormon scriptures also say that Jesus is the creator of the universe. So it's not just a, previous planet thing. That would indicate a previous planet in a previous universe. So just pointing that out there. Let's see. Oh my god. You're not wrong about that. So Captain Rudy watched 10 consecutive streams and sparked the watch streak. Thank you for your thank you for your attention, Rudy. Like I'm glad I'm providing something that is like keeping you interested. Captain Rudy says, "Dude in the brown shirt looks like Caleb Hammer." Yeah, fair enough. If I'm the same species as God, does that make me a god? Not yet, because again, the whole thing with being a god in Mormonism is your relationship to the law, right? Because again, the law is a pre-divine natural principle and energy, but that's something we could probably cover when we get to the naturalism of Mormonism when we get there. Again, castle waiting in the skyline, because again, it's like you're gonna become a god of your own world, possibly your own universe, and you're gonna be again have your own castle, your own throne waiting in the skyline. And fly my falcon through the divine, right? Again, pass through, into, through, and out the divine to become a god in yourself, right? Kill says, aren't artists and writers gods? Not really, but we do fill a similar function in an analogic sense, right? Not in an essential sense, but in an analogic sense, we do create our own worlds, right? So that is an act of creation and formation, both of which are processes, although to be fair, in God, they are one process, but in one act. But, you know, in human beings, since we live in a temporally and spatially extended state, you know, those are separate functions, and we do act in emulation of God when we do create in the arts, right? So let's see. Gavrity says, what do you call a kinky priest? Father in the streets, daddy in the sheets? God damn it, Rudy. Okay, so I was right. So if the kingdom's everlasting, again, the kingdom will never die, and the celestial world is vasting. So vasting in this case meaning expanding, right? So and this is definitely an interesting thing with like the Mormon multiverse, is that the Mormon multiverse, unlike the Hindu multiverse, is always exponentially growing, right? Because like in the Hindu tradition, there is this uncountable number of universes that don't actually like you know, they come into being and then they go out of being and then they are recreated and then destroyed, recreated and then destroyed cyclically forever, right? So it does technically expand a number of universes in like time, but not in space. So it's an interesting interesting thing there, interesting difference.
Never let go, that's the motto, that's the tempo. If the force says no, then maybe. If it's a stop, then move it slowly.
Oh my god, that's literally a play on the whole from a certain point of view thing. Oh my god. From a certain point of view.
R2D2 unto other, swearing on my Mormon mother. There's no bigger layer lover, but I keep her undercover.
In loving memory of Joseph Smith. What a fucking cheeky bastard. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's actually so funny. So, yeah, I mean, I love that song. I could go a second listen, right? There's not really much for us to dissect in here. I mean, things like cinematography, maybe, but, like, again, I'm not a cinematographer, so, like, there's probably someone else who can do that better. Interestingly enough, I find it funny that I'm being advised Joseph Smith, who's that, right? Founder of Mormonism, right? But, it's funny Philip Chan is being advertised at the very end of this video, right? Oh my god. You were reacting to the same video I just reacted to. Oh my god. Alright, let's give a second go through. I will say though that this whole, again, floating in the void with the Legos around them and the star in the background, it's almost like in like a state of ambiguity, right? because you don't know what's going on with the star. It could just be shining, or it could be, again, considering all the dust around it, it could have just gone supernova earlier, right? So this is, again, in this case, brick by brick, the foundation is fallen. Or it could be a star coming into being, again, because stars that, you know, are soon to be born or are early in their life have a lot of dust around them too. That's where we get the protoplanetary disks and whatnot. But, you know, so again, a state of either unbecoming or soon to be becoming, right? So whether or not this is a act of destruction or, you know, creation or even recreation is up for debate here. Edo-sen says, the chosen one, right? Captain Rudy says, Brandon and Josh are those two brain cells that everyone says are fighting for third place. I don't disagree with you.
I'm walking a thin line on a slack line, reading warning signs as a flat line. Got a claim forming a backline and a story changing by the halftime.
Reading warning signs is a flat line. That's actually a really nice line, because a flat line is your heart has stopped, right? So it's a threat of imminent death. So reading warning signs as flat lines is to read warning signs as, like, again, existential threats, right? So kind of why the company freaked out when they actually started talking about potentially genuinely taking this stuff to court, because any lawyer who looks at these consignment paperworks is probably gonna say, is like, nah, this is not a negotiable thing. And this also is one of the reasons why I've started buying into the whole Mormon mafia thing with this, because yeah, in a small town where it's like everyone, again, is Mormon for the most part, everyone can look after each other. But as soon as it starts getting outside of the small town and it might become a federal issue, people start getting a little antsy about it, because, again, it's kind of hard to rig the federal system when you're, again, a group that doesn't have all that much structural power or control. Captain Moody says, I found out yesterday that Brandon still owns the BAM store in Eugene, Oregon, which means BAM saying that they cut all ties with both Brandon and Josh is a lie. Interesting. Well, I mean, there's a CoffeeZilla video where he actually where CoffeeZilla found where most of the Legos went. And, long story short, it does look like it is slightly more complicated than people may have initially thought. But bricks and minifigs are still objectively in the wrong. Oh, excuse me. It's just there might have also been accounting problems from before the acquisition, which is up in the air and not proven, but it did come about even by the admission of the previous store owner.
Like window. If it ain't true, then I walk through every interview, got a bend to every memory, got an edit menu, R2D2 onto others.
Swearing on my Mormon mother.
There's no bigger layer lover, but I keep her
Undercover. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just vibing to this song. This song is just like activates something like. Just like activates a deep part of my brainstem. Captain Rudy says, yeah, CoffeeZilla video was insane. I actually really enjoyed it. It was like, oh damn, someone's actually going through the fucking paperwork in the inventory. And they're actually looking at, like, again, you know, actual, like, business statements, like actual paperwork. Someone's actually trying to solve the issue, right?
Protective from a certain point perspective. Every fact is more subjective when the shelf looks so collectible. More and more, call me shady, call me litigation crazy. Call me maybe, call me daily. Just don't call the feds, Ben. Maybe.
Yeah, again, like this shot is kind of interesting. Because again, like originally he starts again almost like a giant, framed to be like a giant, right? Because again, imposing figure, like backed by the light. And what happens as the video goes on? Look at the way he turns. He's almost being laid down to sleep, and as he's being laid down to sleep, the light itself disappeared. You can see what I'm saying here, right?
Feeling that's tradition. Gotta prevention and a superstition. Got a witness with a contradiction. Got a lawyer, so that's permission. No castle run, I simply squander. I don't hide, the truth just wanders. I don't lie, I merely launder your questions, non-responder. Jedi mind trick, minor fib, and certain facts have gone missing.
Jedi mind trick, minor fib. Hold on. That's a line I missed the first time.
Non-responder. Jedi mind trick.
Jedi mind trick, minor fib. So again, casting a spell through words that are untrue. But minor fibbing, right? You use that slight untruth to again poison the well. Gab Rudy says, as I lay me down to sleep, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. Right? 'Tis a good prayer.
Minor fib, and certain facts have gone missing. Certain boxes gone fishing. Certain cameras extra snitching. Obi-Wan my explanation. Mastery interpretation. Every claim of variation on the theme of compensation. They say,
Josh, return the Lego.
I say, why so black and white though life's a spectrum? Let the force flow, finders keepers, that's my life code.
Oh my god, why so black and white though? Again, only a Sith deals in absolutes. The accusation is nested within it.
The faithful Millennium Falconist, brick acquisition specialist.
Brick acquisition specialist is such an actual fucking objectively correct definition of like what the company is advertised as being. Seems fitting, right? Oh my god.
Plastic preservation, archivist, part-time amateur escapologist. Some folks pray for revelation.
Oh, and you know what? I just realized. I don't know if this is my brain like making connections with this, not. But just looking at the way that these people are framed, a lot of these people almost look like they're being thrown from an explosion, right? Like this is blown up in their face kind of deal, right?
Pray for shelf space allocation, searching for divine confirmation for collected grade valuation.
Again, that collector grade valuation, because here we're talking about the disputation of how much these Legos actually cost. Like, it's like, hey, do we really owe you do we really owe you $200,000, or is it just $100,000? And even over that $100,000, how much are you actually entitled to? Because again, like you don't get the full cost of the thing that we're selling. We get a commission about this too. So in order to figure this out, we'd have to figure out how much of the commission would have gone to us, and then we pay you back the remainder. Although, to be fair, they should probably be paid damages for the fact that, like, again, some of the stunts they pulled. Or at least for bricks and minifigs is the one I'm talking about, right? Explosion would explain the fitting, the Legos, floating Legos. I agree. But because then it's like because obviously they're moving towards the explosion in these images, right? But there's also, again, the light could be reframed as like a young sun in a protoplanetary disk before it again casts off the dust, or as a star about to go supernova and therefore again cast off the dust. So like there's two explosive births, like not births, two explosive moments astronomically that could be associated with this. Let's see. Kionala says it kind of did. Captain Rudy said, Ember Paradox theorized that they gave Brian a lower appraisal value so that they could sell them at full price and pocket the difference. Honestly, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. I haven't seen Ember Paradox talk about it. I will have to download her video so I could watch that particular analysis at work.
Allocation, searching for divine confirmation for collected grade valuation. The force awoke inside my heart near the vintage Lego part. Some call that the darkest start. I call that a brand new start. I say, look, let's be objective. The collection looked neglected. I was simply redirected by a higher force directive. Walking a thin line on a slack line. Every headline turns to backfire. Every fact check fuels the tire fire. Every witness suddenly retires. Got more spins than a lightsaber.
Every witness suddenly retires. Oh my god. Okay, yeah. This kind of reminds me again of the whole. Yes, we all wanted to investigate this company, but then everyone's like, nope, we got to back out because of the threat of lawsuits, right?
Every month.
In fact, actually, it kind of reminds me again, like Slap slap suits. They could have definitely, because the state that they're in, if I remember correctly, actually has anti-slap protections.
The tale gets stranger. Every statement shape changes later, like a legally distinct changeling vapor. Swearing on my Mormon mother, blaming one thing then another. Every brother backs a brother till someone calls an
undercover. So that line is so funny again, because like till someone calls an undercover. Because it's like, oh yeah, every brother backs a brother. Because again, it's like we all got each other's back, and then someone undercover comes in, and the mask comes down, and the whole thing gets undone.
I would never stoop to theft. A merely shifted assets left. You say my morals are bereft. Let's leave the matter unaddressed, like Joseph Smith. You know. Call the po-po on this shaggy bro. Reckless Ben, do not pass go. Send you straight to Mexico. The force is strong with my collection. The source is wrong on inspection. Foreign forces, divine protection. Stacking bricks of misdirection.
So the source is wrong upon inspection. Interesting. Is that the claim that again the people saying, like the company BAM Bricks and Minifigs saying, like, oh yeah, the people giving you these accounts, they're actually untrustworthy, right? That's how I interpret that line. I don't know if I'm correct or off base there. And again, walking a thin line is obviously like, again, we do things differently here, right? The officer said menacingly to Ben, right?
Castle waiting in the skyline, fly my falcon through the divine. If the kingdom's everlasting. Ooh.
Not intended in the song, but it is kind of funny that like the Falcon actually was considered divine at one point, right? So the Millennium Falcon, fly my falcon through the divine, right?
Celestial worlds of fasting. Ooh, why you still busy asking where I keep those boxes basking? Never let go, never let go. That's the motto, that's the tempo. If the force says no, then maybe. If it says stop, then move it slowly. R2D2 unto others, swearing on my Mormon mother. There's no bigger layer lover, but I keep her undercover.
I think this is actually one of the longer Skybrow songs. Nope, never mind. I was thinking of something else then, but I thought there was like a 6-minute song somewhere. Loving memory of Joseph Smith. what a fucking cheeky bastard, right? Oh my god. I will say though. This particular song, I don't know what it is. This particular song actually makes me really want to write a song with a similar feeling to it, but about something totally different, right? Like listening to it, I was like, damn, I could really make cameo slop to this, right? Let's be fair, we all like cameo slop, and I'm like, I enjoy cameo slop, and not everything needs to be cameo slop, but I never make cameo slop, so so let's just use that as an excuse, right? I never fucking make cameo slop, so give me a break about making it, right? But especially considering how many people in the community's names can be used as puns, right? Oh my god. So that was again Brick of Mormon, which the Brick of Mormon, which fucking funny name, by the way. Was an absolute bop. I love this song. I would have actually really liked this song even if it was not actually related to anything in again recent times, just because I like the song, right? Objectively, even without context, it's still a good song. But yeah, so that'll be it for right now. Y'all have a lovely day, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye. Okay, so now that video has been recorded, right? Cream of the slop vibes. I would agree. The amount of times I laughed at that song is ridiculous. I don't know what it is. It doesn't make me, I mean, it does make me like chuckle in some parts because it is genuinely funny, right? But unironically, this song makes me want to give myself a hand at like trying cameo slop. I don't know what it is. It seems like you could take this like tune or something really close to this tune and make it a really earnest and heartfelt song. uh, But I mean, that's just what I was thinking of. Have you heard my song yet by chance? I have not, but here's the thing. Guess what I have scheduled for today? So let's actually move this up so we can do this just in case we run out of time. It shouldn't take that long. Oh, this is 6 minutes. Okay, so this may take longer than I thought. So yeah, let's move this up, and then later I can probably do the extreme. Yeah, so let me get this started then. Hello there! So my name is the Cosmic Otaku, and we are going to now be reacting to Captain Rudy's song he made for me, The Tide of Shruth, a heavy metal anime sea shanty for a Cosmic Otaku. And I really hate that I have this number extension because I have 2 channels, one of which I got locked out of for no reason. I've never been able to get back into. So the second account is actually my second channel using this name. So fun fact there, right? So before we begin the song, let's look at the image, right? So obviously we're talking sea shanties. I am being put in the role of a pirate. I have a sash over my right eye. I have obviously the skull crossbones hat. I'm still in the cheapao, which, granted, like, I don't know what it is. This jacket and this cheapao should not go together, but damn if they do, right? It's just audio, lyrics are in the description. I have noticed that. It looks cool. I would agree. I do like the sword. Like, obviously there's a lot of cosmic imagery because, you know, it's like, again, a Cosmic Otaku, right? But yeah, it actually kind of reminds me a little bit about like Play Astronomical, the way that the celestial elements are woven into the fabric, right? You got a macaw right above that flag, black flag with the skull and crossbones, and we got a very much Magitech looking Gatai dramas, right? Which says Gatai Doramasu, and then with the plus. And then we have Happy Harble, the black cat towards the middle right hand side, right? So yeah, we're on a beach. It looks like we've just made landfall, and it's time to storm the Quangos, right? Or at least that's what I interpret that as, because I choose to believe. Oh, there's a treasure chest in the background too. I just noticed that. Astronomical Otaku, right? Yeah, I know. Happy Horrible took a break from YouTube and like most socials for a while. I hope she's doing fine. I hope she comes back soon. I enjoyed her company. God help Kitsuragi, right? I understand that, like, again, he's probably going through some stuff too, from what I understand. I'm not gonna get into it. Just again, if they ever see this, they could know that, like, I'm genuinely wishing them the best of luck. But you know, and for them to come back when they feel like they can, because I think that they have. I think that both of them have a lot. I think they have a lot that they can do. I'd want to see more of what they can do. But anyway, so let's continue on to the song itself. Let me make sure this is all the way up. Okay. Okay. Hoist the black sea sky. Cut the void into a Cosmic Otaku comes to break through. Okay. I see what you're doing here, Cat. I see what you're doing here, Rudy. I see this. I see what you're doing. Right? Trying to gas me up here. I just realized my chat is right in front of the lyrics. So let me move this over here. Okay. Yeah, we can move this like right here. A little bit awkward, but no, it's better than just obscuring the lyrics. By the way, I love that little instrumental section you have here, to be perfectly honest, right? I'm gonna say your lyric prompts are a lot more simple than mine are, to be perfectly honest. Then again, lyric prompts oftentimes have you fighting with the lyric prompts. Captain Rudy says space pirate, right? Your ship has rocket engines. Oh, you know what? Fair enough.
She fell from oars in the dark, stealing.
Son of a bitch. Okay, so apparently I accidentally hit the mute button instead of the pause button. Kionello says, is the cat supposed to represent the chat? No, the cat is supposed to represent another VTuber named Happy Harble. Yeah, she, for the longest time, her character was symbolized by a black cat. Hold on, let me put this up here. Okay, let us try... Yeah, you know, we'll just go this way. Okay. Captain Rudy knows what kind of music I like, apparently.
Oars in the dark, stealing the foam. Got say dramas carries her home.
Okay, so... okay, so... Oars in the dark, steel in the foam. So, obviously, again, like, the dark can represent, again, like, a time. Like, again, it's the dark. It's not the day, it's the night, right? But it can also refer to, again, the void of space, right? Which is a remarkably dark place at times. Oh, excuse me. Steel in the foam. I mean, obviously, in this case, steel represents, like, is like the sword, right? And then the foam can refer to, like, the sea foam. Let's see. Gatai Dreams carries her home. Gatai is fusion. Oh, Gatai Dramas, not dreams. So Gatai means fusion, to be brought together, right? So this means Gatai Dramas means literally fusion dramas, right? And then the plus indicates there's more to come, right?
She fell from Deviloka, not by shame, by choice. She spit at ghost gods with a thunderous voice. For treason of the High Father, she named their hidden lies. Then laughed at the falling halo and burned their alibis.
Damn, you just turned my lore into the song. Right? This entire project, you used my... Okay, fair enough. You actually used my lore in this, right? Okay, so she fell from Deviloka, again, harkening back to my own character's lore, which is that, again, I am a ghost that was cast out of the Deviloka, which is which, if you know what the Deviloka is, the Deviloka literally means the world or the abode of the Devas, right? So those are the quote-unquote gods, quote-unquote, right? I say quote-unquote because they're not really gods in like a Judeo-Christian sense. That would be closer to like Krishna or Shiva or like Shakti in like the specific like Vaishnavist, Shaivist, or like, again, Shaktist groups. But when we say gods in like polytheism, we're talking about ghosts, right? Zeus, Poseidon, Amaterasu, these are all ghosts. They're ghosts of a thing, but, you know, they are still ghosts. So the Deviloka would be the realm of heavenly ghosts, right? Or celestial ghosts. Not by shame, by choice. So it's like not exiled by something I did, but exiled by something I did, but the thing wasn't shameful. She spit at ghost gods, and here's that thing right here, ghost gods I got from Andrew Lang's what was it supposed to be? His Anthropology of Religion is where I got this term ghost gods. With thunderous voice, for treason of the High Father, she named their hidden lies, then laughed at the falling halo, and burned their alibis. I actually really like rhyming lies with alibis, which is something I just never really thought of before, but... It's right there. It's right fucking there, right? But yeah, again, the whole idea that like I was cast into the Deviloka because the ghost gods were committing treason against the High Father is like literally character lore in the thing. You like anime pirate metal, right? Well, I mean, I like metal in general, right? do you think like almost all of my songs have been metal, right? I mean, to be fair, I really like progressive metal. I like really long songs at times. Again, like one of my own songs is like literally right here. It's 12 minutes about me being. This is the anti-gay, industrial, progressive, dark, metal song. So I was like, yeah, fair enough. And anti-gay as in like anti-ideologically gay. But okay, here we go.
It's like edge, time like flood.
She refused the grave.
Good night, tiger wolf data.
Met the war she gave.
Hold on, I want to go back just a bit.
Their alibis.
Face like edge, time like flood.
She refused the grave.
Good night, tiger wolf data.
Met the war she gave.
Okay, so interesting. There actually seems to be a slight hallucination in the AI there. But I might be able to use this later, right? Because what's that Bob Ross statement? There are no mistakes, merely happy little accidents, right? Okay, so let's look at the pre-chorus. The space-like edge, time-like flood is, again, these are space-like and time-like are two words I drew from physics that I actually use in my official lore description on my on my about page on YouTube. Let's see. She refused the grave. Good night, tiger wolf spider. But it seems like the AI read it as tiger wolf data. I'm like, ooh, hold on, I could probably use that, right? Met the war she gave. Where it says probably. It says it properly later. Okay, fair enough, right? So, yeah, I mean, good night, tiger wolf data. I was like, I could actually see that because it makes the tiger wolf informational substrate, right? So it's like a completely abstract thing. You can't really hit it because it's not a physical entity. It is a total abstraction, but it's still dangerous, right? Let's see. Let's see. Now we're at chorus.
Raise the tide of truth. Fight through false's youth. Unget dramas. We sail and we defy. A cosmic otaku. Till the lie runs dry.
God damn, Rudy, you really had to gas me up with this, right? So, oh my god, you really gassed me up with this. Holy shit. Okay, so, I mean, obviously, so we go, a cosmic otaku, that's me, right? Rise the tide of truth. So again, that's like because the whole point of my YouTube channel is to try to disambiguate when people on, a certain side of the conversation are being, shitters and when they're actually telling the truth, right? So then again, bite through the falsest youth. Again, the falsest and youth. Again, the useful idiots kind of deal, right? The youthful, right? Let's see. We sail and we defy till the lie runs dry. I really like, again, truth, youth, defy, and dry as lie. It's like rhymes, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, so we sail and we defy. Till the lie runs dry. It's like, again, subtlety is a hammer to the face, but it's like, again, I quite appreciate it. Timu Lord Intellectual, right? Okay, let us go here. Now we're on main guitar riff.
Salt on the blade, storm in the mast.
She never deals, she never lasts.
Okay, that's interesting. Salt on the blade, obviously because it's like a fight at the sea, right? So the salt of the sea and the water, or the salt of salt water is on the blade, right? Storm in the mast. Again, the storm is the thing that drives the ship through the mast. So if the storm is in the mast, then the what would be the ship in itself becomes self-guiding and self-propelling, right? she never kneels, she never lasts. I'm gonna guess that she never lasts refers to the fact that, like, in my own lore, I actually lost the fight, right? But the she never kneels part is, again, like, subtlety of a hammer to the face, but I appreciate the directness. Okay, let's see. Now let's check out verse 2.
Hops through modalities across the broken seams. 1 foot in a theorem, 1 hand in ruined dreams. Searching every kingdom for the girl she won't forget. Eyes like autumn, wave particles, a star she hasn't met.
Okay, I really like that rhyme scheme, to be perfectly honest. Caparuti says, it's also salt in the wound because you're adding salt to the wound as you wound your enemy. Oh, you know what? That's really clever. I didn't even think about that. But man, how much of a cunt move would that be? It's like, could you fucking imagine going into war with like salt on, like, not the edge of your blade, but the flat of your blade? Anytime you like cut into someone, it's like you don't blunt your sword, but it's like, aha! It's just like drive salt into the body. It's like fucking salting a snail, to be perfectly honest. It's like, why would you do this? This is cruel and unusual punishment. Oh my god. These tactics may be a violation of the Geneva Convention, but as far as I am concerned, 'tis just a suggestion, right? So this is again drawn directly from my lore. She hops through modalities, which is a reference to a metaphysical position that I don't think is respectable, but I thought would make a good tool to, again, avoid continuity issues with other VTubers. Across the broken seams, which is again a reference to one of the songs I made. Let's see, 1 foot in theorem. So theorem here is abstraction. 1 hand in ruined dreams. So it's like, again, the consequences that come from there. Searching every kingdom for the girl she won't forget. Eyes like autumn wave particles, a star she hasn't met. I really like, again, how forget and met are actually rhymes here. Because, obviously, if you're forgetting someone, then you've already met them. And, in fact, the act of forgetting someone is the act of unmeeting them, right? So, I actually really like this little implicit duality here. Okay, let's see. Well, it's not really a duality here. It's like these two words is a duality, right? But in context, they're actually perfectly synchronous. For the girl she won't forget, a star she hasn't met, right? So, let's see. Now we get to the pre-chorus, which is up here, I believe. Okay, yep. No, wait, hold on. Nope, I was wrong. It was down here. It's hard to navigate where, like, the screen is so fucking tiny on the OBS. Hold on, let me switch. Hold on. Okay, go up just a little bit. It should resolve. Okay, yep, there we go. Okay, so we're at hasn't met yet. Okay, good. So I'm at the right spot.
If the veil gets thick and the mirror sings,
She cuts the trick.
at the roots of things.
So if the veil gets thick, so the veil is like an obscurative, medium, something that like you can reach or see through, but not very well, right? There's still that thing obscuring your ability to completely interface with the thing on the other side. So if the veil gets thick and the mirror sings, she cuts the trick at the root of things. Again, this is obviously another reference to, again, the lore that I set up for the character and the purpose of my channel, which is, again, the demystification of mystical bullshit in modern politics and quote-unquote philosophy, which is mostly ideology. Let's see. Okay. Kilnell says that sounds painful but effective. Gabriel says, "Oh yeah, they're Bud Geneva suggestions, right?"
Cosmic otaku.
Raise the tide of truth.
Cosmic otaku.
Fight through falseness, youth. Engage
Caparuta says you should do a collab with Intellectual. I would, but we live on two opposite sides of the planet, so whoever is collabing is not going to have the best time considering the overlap in time, to be perfectly honest. But that being said, let's say we get that through, right? There is the distinct possibility that being associated with me and some of the shit I have said might actually be disadvantageous for the guy, right? So it may actually be a wise business move for him to not touch, my channel. Not that I would reject his offer of collabing if he did give me an offer to collab. It would just, the first part would be a nightmare trying to figure out when we would both be available to actually stream. Oh yeah, that soda hit the spot. All right, let us continue.
Enemy of Gnosticism, friend of what is real. She names the hidden workings and shows the wound they seal. Sorcerers in tall towers hear a hammer at the gate. Hyper-real dreams tremble when she spits in fate.
Okay, so the bridge reads, enemy of Gnosticism. I mean, I've made that very, very clear, right? Most of my, a lot of my videos involve me bitching about Gnosticism in some way. Friend of what is real. I mean, yeah, that's another thing that, like, is directly in the lore. Mostly because it's like, I don't really like the whole abstraction exists on its own thing. It's like, no, abstractions only exist in the mind. And they exist in the mind only insofar as they are conceived. So it's like, no. All archetypal reality is, post-seeds creation, formation, does not precede it. Let's see. She names the hidden workings and shows the wound they seal. Again, and shows the wound they seal. Yeah, again, one of the things I also try to do is like try to show it's like, okay, this is what exactly they're doing. This is how they're doing it. This is the effect of the thing they're doing. This is why we should not allow them to do that, right? Sorcerers in tall towers. Hear her hammer at the gate. Hyper-real dreams tremble, which she spits in fate. Yeah, I literally just copy and pasted your lore you have on YouTube and told Suno to turn it into lyrics. Honestly, kind of based, not gonna lie. I respect the earnesty and the simplicity of the attempt, my man. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that. I mean, I kind of did actually. Yeah, okay, I did. I did it once, but I didn't do it that way. I'll try it a variant way to see if I can get something interesting out of it. But what was I? Oh yeah, it's sorcerers especially because I call a lot of these people, like I call a lot of the people y'all call spellcasters sorcerers because there's a negative connotation with a sorcerer versus a magician. And to be fair, I'm doing that on purpose. Okay. By the way, I really like this chiptune sound that's going on.
Tell me the method, break the spell.
Name the secret, drag it from hell.
Ooh.
Tell me the method, break the spell.
A cosmic otaku and the liars fell.
Okay. Again, the song definitely goes hard. I'll give you. You could definitely have that. Let's see. Tell me the method. Again, just. So there's two layers here. It's like one, it's like be honest, and two, it's like again, even if they're not honest, to me, I can still figure out if they're honest, like, what their real beliefs are by examining the things that they believe to be honest, right? Whether or not they tell me what those things are, because you can tell a lot about a person based on how they behave. Break the spell. That is one of the projects that I have working on right now, right? Name the secret. Again, my entire point. Drag it from hell. Yeah. I think it's a pretty good summary of that entire cultural project of mine is I'm trying to keep everyone from going to hell in a handbasket. Tell me the method, and then break the spell, and the liars fell. and I got it in the first. Sometimes it just happens, man. Right. Hold on. I did find something a little different with this by giving it an anime undertone. Ooh, interesting. But yeah, sometimes it really is the first gen. Like when I was doing that song, the Wild Hunt After God. Like the first 6 minutes were just first gen, first try, right? And then it was after that where it's like, okay, the genning process to give me a little bit of a pain in the ass, right?
Who's in the dark, still in the foam. Got tight dramas, carries her home.
Damn, she's got the lungs. So, Oars in the Dark, Steals in the Foam. We already covered these parts. Gatai dramas. Carries her home. Fair, right? The ultimate goal in the case of this character would be to return to the Devaloka. So, yeah, the Gatai Dreams serves that function in theory, right? Captain Rudy says, and his was first pirate song, and this was the first pirate song I ever made. Ooh, I am honored, by the way. Right, the fact that you would like make a fan song in like this genre, and I would be the first. It would be your first example of the song. Honestly, very honored. All right, let's see. We should be on 3 now. Okay, that would be right there.
Black waves answer when her banner starts to burn. Every masked illusion learns the way to turn. She's not your prophecy, not your sacred chain. She is the queen who crosses every world to leave a stain.
Again, as you said, not this, his. Oh, okay, fair enough. As in Mablux. Okay, that's entirely fair, right? Let's see. Oh yeah. So now the Black Waves answer. Let's see. When the banner starts to burn, every mass delusion learns the way to turn. She is not your prophecy, not your sacred chain. She is the queen who crosses every world to leave a stain. A blood stain, hopefully, right? We must cast out the false gods. All false gods must die. Mavluck was the first pirate song I ever made, and I got it in the first gen. That's entirely fair, right? And that makes a lot more sense. Let's see. Yeah, again, this is all about like breaking the spell. Okay, so here we go.
Space like edge, time like flood. Hear her battle cry. Good night, tiger, wolf spatter. Kiss the void goodbye.
You were right. It did get it the first. It did get it the second time, right? It said "Good night, Tiger Wolf Spider" this time, and I'm too far up. Son of a gun. Okay. Here we are. Go up here. Oh. Go up here. So. Let's see. She is the queen who crosses every world to leave a stain. I wouldn't necessarily describe myself as a queen, as a slay queen, right? All right. Skill issue. I mean, fair, right? Oh my god. Where is? Oh, yeah, here it is. Damn, I really like this instrumental portion.
Voice the black sea sky, cut the void in two.
Again, you're just completely gassing me up this entire song, man. That is a fucking great. You know what? I'm gonna try to incorporate this instrument in some glitchcore. Oh my god, you have given me an idea for something. You have given me an idea for that. Oh my god. So yeah, the outro is hoist the black sea sky, cut the void in two, a cosmic otaku comes for you. So like this is a very aggressive, like last couplet of lines, right? A cosmic otaku comes for you, right? It is no longer enough that I should grill. It is now to the point where I must act, right? Cut the void in two. So the void is the emptiness, the unbecoming, right? So to cut it in two would be like an act of slaying the act of nihilism, right? Or at least that's what I would guess here. Captain Rudy says, anytime I do a pirate song about someone, they're either already a pirate or a pirate queen, depending on the character's gender. That's fair. That's my brain just stopped working for a moment. That's a violin playing, not the proper sea shanty without a violin. That is entirely fair. But there's a couple places I think we could probably incorporate a violin that are not sea shanties per se, and they might actually make some interesting music with them, right? Alright, so just as we did with the last video, we are now going to take a look at, and by the way, we're going to like this because this was really fun. We are going to take another, god damn it, Nasky. I gotta move the chat again. Damn it, Nasky, right? Okay, so let us now give a second pass through, and hopefully we may have something else to talk about as well.
Hoist the black sea sky, cut the void into a cosmic otaku
Comes to break through.
We must make no compromises for ghost demons masquerading as ghost gods. That's all I gotta say. They do not words to communicate, they use words to deceive.
Oars in the dark, steel in the foam. Gate dramas carries her home.
This is an absolute bop, by the way, right? This is actually really fun. And don't think I didn't notice the, like at the handle, there's the holy ball, the fucking, where the blade meets the fucking hilt, and there's also a French rapier style guard, right?
From Davaloka, not by shame, by choice. She spit at ghost gods with a thunderous voice. For treason of the High Father, she named their hidden lies, then laughed at the falling halo and burned their alibis.
Face like ash, time like flood.
She refused the grave,
Good night, tiger, wolf, datum.
met the war she
Cosmic otaku.
gave, raised the tide of truth.
Cosmic otaku.
Fight through false's youth.
Hold on. Capariti says there's an old heavy metal song called Down and Out by the band called Tantric that has a violin with the instrumentation. It's very sonically pleasing to listen to. Yeah, I'll check out Down and what was it? Hold on. Down and Out. And out. Okay. This is a really good use of violin. Holy shit.
Alright,
I'll copy the link.
She never lasts.
She hops through
right, I got the link.
Raise the tide of truth. A cosmic otaku. Fight through forces youth. Ungated dramas we sail and we defy. A cosmic otaku. Till the light runs dry. Enemy of Gnosticism, friend of what is real. She names the hidden workings and shows the wound they seal. Sorcerers in tall towers hear a hammer at the gate. Hyperreal dreams tremble when she spits in fate.
Again, this is just absolutely. This is just a bop. I'm adding this to my car playlist, right? I'm gonna listen to this shit going to and from work, right? I like the chip tune elements here too.
Tell me the method, break the spell.
Name the secret, drag it from hell.
Tell me the method, break the spell.
A cosmic otaku and the liars fell. Always in the dark, still in the foam. Anti-dramas carries her home. Now the black waves answer when her banner starts to burn. Every masked illusion learns the way to turn. She is not your prophecy, not your sacred chain. She is the queen who crosses every world to leave a stain.
A blood stain, right?
Time like flood, hear
Right?
her battle cry. Good night, tiger, wolf spatter. Kiss the void goodbye.
Yeah, Tiger Wolf Spider, by the way, is a Flork of Cows reference. The Goodnight Tiger Wolf Spider specifically, right?
Raise the tide of truth. A cosmic otaku. Fight through forces youth. On anti-dramas we sail and we defy. A cosmic otaku. Till the light runs dry.
I just love the way the violin is played. Holy shit.
Voice the black sea sky, cut the void in two. Her cosmic otaku comes for you. Comes for you.
I mean, God willing, I will. God willing, I will one day be that dangerous, right? Kircha can't have all the fun. Leaflet can't have all the fun, right? I want to get my. I want to humiliate some quangos as well, right? All right, so that is The Tide of Truth by, a heavy metal anime sea shanty for me, right? By Captain Rudy 4021. So that will be it for today. I really love this song, to be perfectly honest. It's just, again, it's a really good lore song, especially because it literally uses the lore that I put out there for the character, right? Captain Rudy says, I've been telling people since my days in Skynet that simplicity in prompt is key. People would ask me how I got these awesome epic gens of the characters, and I was just like, give this character an epic background, and boom, awesome gen. And the saying goes, simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication. That's actually kind of funny. Because hold on, let me again. I'm gonna go to my ones. So if you look at again the Wild Hunt After God, hold on. This was actually a lot more simple to generate than I think people might expect, right? Same thing with Mother of Murder. This actually wasn't that hard to gen at all either. But I have a cheeky little cheat to make sure that like I can actually get these things, right? And I'm always surprised when they give it to me because the entire point about AI music to me is to see what the AI can do. So I'm more of a director. And again, this is another thing. Actually, wasn't that hard to generate. You just have to, like, again, give the AI some freedom to do its thing, right? Where's another one? This one, very, very on point, about as subtle as a hammer to the face. Again, the gen was actually quite simple. I literally gave it the lyrics, complete with lyric instructions. I gave it the entire style prompt, including the parts of the style prompt. So if I had to regen and I used a different style prompt for the, not a regen, but like an extension of the gen, and then the title, and obviously within the style description is the genre information, right? It's like, all right, generate me a fitting or optimally fitting wordless album cover based on these things I have provided you. And I'll usually give some stipulations and boom. It's not a very complicated prompt, but you get fucking absolute bangers like that. Hell, even this one is a fucking absolute banger in my opinion. Just like, it's one of those things where it's like, ah, yes, beautiful Arab gardens in the background. Look at the loveliness of the moon. And then you look down and you shit your pants because you realize in the circle is not only a depiction of of Muhammad, right? So I might get Charlie Hebdo'd one day, but what it appears to be Aisha, right? And that was entirely the AI's doing. And I'm like, God damn, you cooked with this image. But yeah, so my entire thing with like AI art is I want to see what the AI can do, not what necessarily I can do, right? If it's me doing the thing, I can go and draw myself, right? I'm not against AI art. In fact, I promote AI art quite a bit. But the thing is again, it's like people are using it for different things. And in my particular case, I'm just seeing what exactly the AI can do. That way I can figure out if I could use it in the future for something, right? So anyway, there's just that. So the simplicity is the key. Is yeah, I can see that because like, well, technically the instructions are extremely complicated because again, the lyrics in some of these songs, they still produce exactly what it is I ask for, and it works, right? So yeah, again, if you haven't, so anyway, I already said it. So where am I? Oh yeah. So that will be it for this episode. I hope you all have a lovely day, and I absolutely love this song. Go give Captain Rudy a watch if you're watching the video and the VOD, or the VOD. All right. So the recording is stopped. Captain Rudy says the only complicated prompts I use is Eva's prompt of the day. In fact, the pirate thumbnails I made were from a prompt the other day when people keenified themselves. Oh, I didn't get keenified, but I didn't know that was the thing that was going on, to be perfectly honest. So I guess I was missing out. Okay, so again, it was late. I was tired. Been tired the entire week because of something in the air. I am going to raid someone. I did say it was going to be a short stream, and someone did say 2 hours. So, committing to the bit, right? Good night, Kianala. I'm about to head out as well. Good night. Okay, so let me get to the thing that I need. Here we are. Not that one. Okay, this one. And let's see who is on, right? Let's see. Raid channel. Let's see. Let's see who we got. Let's see. Because it's 2 hours, 29 minutes. Let's see. What the fuck? Okay. Let's see. Give me a moment. I'm looking through the ungodly number of people that are currently streaming right now. Right? Okay, so that one's only 40 minutes. Oh, and I remember she's doing that thing with that comedian, if I remember correctly. Kitsaragi and Nines are both live. Ooh, that's a good point. But how long have they been on? Because I don't want to necessarily raid them if they're just going to hop off, right? Okay, let me check. They should both pop up as I'm looking for them. Leaflet's been on for 30 minutes. I don't think I've ever seen Leaflet for under an hour. Kitsuragi's been on for 3 hours and 8 minutes. Okay. Leafu's been on for 4 hours and 48 minutes. Nine started same time I did. Oh shit, fair enough. Am I not following Nines? What the fuck? There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. What? No, of course. What the fuck? Stop asking me these questions. Okay. I don't know why she didn't pop up my thing. Yeah, in this case, let's raid Nines. All right. We shall go start raid, and I will put the destination in the chat so that everyone can go if they want to follow. Here we go. Okay, let me see. Do they have a kick? I don't think they do, but I can check. Because if they have a kick, then that gives the place for the people from kick to go. Because I don't think I can actually raid anyone yet. Oh, she does. Okay. So then I'll put... Oh, God. Okay. Okay, there we go. And I think she might be on YouTube as well, currently live streaming, so let me check that. And yep, she is currently live on YouTube, so here we go. There's all three of the sites now, right? Represented. So, okay, let me go here. So y'all have a lovely day, and I will see y'all next time.